How you guys doing? This is very important in reference to the crimes of the courts and the government and the violations of them covering up lawsuits or squatting or hiding monies that they owe me in reference to government abuses, and the insurance that the government has that they have never paid me in reference to the history and that's why they need to find out what race these people are, so people know what branch of government and what race those people are that are trying to steal my mother and father's estates. And what group of people in government think they can commit crimes and think that they wouldn't have to pay me for their crimes or what they have done. And the fact of financial information that they're hiding or that they stole, and then they tried to use impersonators to steal my mother and father's estates and companies. This satellite man has been terrorizing me on every job I've worked on. I'm looking for a job right now too, but because my unemployment's running out, and I've been looking for jobs. But the point, and I have an injured shoulder, didn't receive any compensation for that, so they're going to be charged for attempted murder there too, and their attempts of crippling me and ruining my sports career is what they've tried to do, or my ballet career, or my modeling career, or anything else they've tried to ruin. Performing and singing and dancing careers in athletics. So these government people got to get prosecuted for trying to murder me and trying to cripple me all these years. No matter what, whoever the person is, the actions and activities of what they have been doing is their attempts of crippling, mutilating, injuring, defamation of character, defacing. They're messing with my mouth when I'm talking. And the fact that that's physical assault, that's a lawsuit right there too. Every time they're touching me, it's daily lawsuits every time. Every day. And there's late charges on those lawsuits, time and dates, court cases, and interest monies on those court cases that the government has to pay the interest for their delays. Like when they're squatting on money that I could have put in an account and drawn interest on. Monies that I was supposed to have received from court cases or lawsuits or insurance lawsuits. Government's going to get sued for those types of things too. And their activity of blocking me from making money, them trying to run me off jobs with satellites, them terrorizing my life. They have to get prosecuted, whoever they are. And they got to get sued every time. And in reference to government trying to block me from my mother and father's estates, need to know exactly who's doing it. What's their name, what's their location, and what's their titles, and where they came up with their accusations to be doing these things. Question them. Ask them why. They thought. Ask them for their evidence. They thought. That's how they cover up their thieving ways. They make up lies. That's what their people do. And their people have to get prosecuted for their shit that they've done. So in reference to this satellite man, he always tries to tell me to have to, well, even when I've worked at places, he told me to find a different job because he wanted to steal my position at a job. Look how many times they tried to send other people into jobs where I've been working, where they tried to steal my job at any place. They tried to run me out of a job every time. My parents had trust funds for me and insurance monies that I was supposed to receive, and I'm the owner of the estates of my parents. And these government people are blocking me from my mother and father's estates. And obviously they need to throw some people out of the news media that's not doing their job. This is newsworthy information. The fact that they're not advertising it or acknowledging it. And they're playing this game with where they think that the story of the situation couldn't find its space in the media. Well, we can just evaluate and analyze other stories they've done in the media where they've tried to overshadow me, or they tried to block the information of who I am and who my parents are. Even when the Treasury has documents that say it has to be forced to go public who I am and who my parents are if people had caused this type of situation. There's documents that say it. And the codes of the laws that are there say why. There are codes of law that say why this situation has to be publicly advertised in public media. Estate fraud, criminals trying to steal everything from me, government people trying to play tricks, people trying to steal my identity. All that is newsworthy information. And on the other hand of things, reference to my career as an entertainer growing up in TV shows, movies, modeling, that's newsworthy information too. It's a different category in some ways of media. But, it's one of those things in reference to different types of situations of media that, is supposed to be advertised. And look up information to see what modeling agencies my parents owned, talent agencies, film productions, TV productions, news networks, newspapers, magazines. Because I'm the owner of everything. Nothing's ever for sale, no matter what. And all these people that are trying to steal everything have already tried to murder me. And there is a way to charge them for their attempts of murder, for their intentional covering up of my identity, or their activity of trying to block my identity from being known in the media. And see, this story is very important to get on the news, because to say, oh, wait a minute, they've done this before. Yeah, these people got to get stopped. Or the next tricksters are going to be trying to do this. Or the next people that are going to be trying to play tricks are going to be this. And they say, wait, man, we've already been through that. Or I've already been through that shit. That's why it's got to be in the news, too. So the next person that tries and say, hey, wait a minute, we know what you're up to. Hey, we know what you're trying to do. We know the history of people trying to do this, the history of people trying to do that. Seen it before, been through it before. Where's the lawsuit monies that I was supposed to have received? Let's say they didn't know, they sent things, but postal thieves have been stealing for a long time. Find the first date that my mother, Doris Duke, had put, or had a court case against the post office. That it's time and dated, too. So that needs to be in the newspapers, too, to see how these people have stolen in their games of stealing postal mail. So it's already documented before. And the activity of these people playing stagecoach robberies, such as people trying to send me things and then these people stealing it. That needs to be in the newspapers too, or the magazines, or, they need to make a ongoing criminal magazine in America about government thieves, government people stealing postal mail. Government people trying to frame people. Government people trying to steal people's identities. Government people trying to gold dig, or trying to steal babies, or trying to steal sperm or hermaphrodite eggs, or whatever they're trying to do. There should be a magazine about that. America's dirtiest politicians. Maybe it'd be, or America's dirty government. Maybe that'll be the title of the magazine. I don't know. Dirty American Government, or something. Maybe a shorter title, huh? USA Dirty Government, something. But anyways, the point of information is, this government man is terrorizing my life, trying to tell me that the government man is one of these people that's doing this, when he's one of the people that owes me lawsuit money and insurance benefits that their people stole, and they stole money before. And the amount of money that these people stole from my mother has to be advertised in the media, where somebody can look it up every single day. In reference to things people have stolen in the postal mail that people tried to send to me. Needs to be a website. And the government trying to claim they thought they had their opinion of stealing or confiscating things. You need to find out what race and religion those people are and who they're working for. Like, who's their leader of the CIA or FBI? Are they Nazis? They're trying to steal from people in America. Germany doesn't own America. They're trying to make false accusations to make ways of ripping off and stealing in America is what these dirty government people have done. And there needs to be court cases against them for all their tricks and games and abuses. Time's a wasting. Time keeps ticking into the future, doesn't it? But this man keeps communicating, telling me to get a job all the time when I've even worked. He was trying to tell me to get a different job when I worked at a job. They were burning me and tasering me and lasering me. They even had people on certain jobs that had handheld lasers. And they would, when I wasn't looking in that direction, they would laser me from behind and from the side or whichever. You know that, right? Some of them was even carrying tasers. And they would taser me on jobs. And then some of their government men had carried me off somewhere where they raped me. That's some of the things they tried to do. Where's the lawsuit monies? I have rare genetics, so any of these people that did these things must face the death penalty or life in prison no matter what.